redo this little Facebook Live I did this morning because of technical difficulties. It looks like the screen was frozen for pretty much the whole time. So I wanted to just follow up on one of the posts that was on my page yesterday about cooking from scratch and how I fit that into my life and the whole concept of priorities and finding wins in things. So for me, there are two things that I think are really important. And when I was first diagnosed, it was imperative to me that I get better. I was just so sick. I thought I did not want to live the rest of my life this way. So I was going to find a way to make it work no matter what. And so it meant a couple of things. Cooking from scratch, as I said yesterday, which takes time and money, as well as I worked with a naturopathic doctor who, here where I am in Canada, they are not covered by our Medicare or our public health. So it was paid from out of pocket, and it was quite expensive, and I had to find a way to make that work. So the first thing I decided was, whatever the time it took, because I was so sick, I wasn't able to do a lot with my time anyway. I was going to use that time for cooking. And I'll talk about how that fits in today now that I am so much more busy. But in terms of cost, really it was a matter of choosing my priorities. I mean, for most of us who are here today, we're still here, we're still eating every day, we have the internet. There are things that are considered important in our lives that we make a priority. And so for my husband and me, well, I'll say first for me, I simply cut out everything I could in my life that wasn't absolutely necessary. Things like haircuts. I don't get manicures and pedicures anyway, but I would have cut that out. Any kind of service that I paid for that was a convenience was gone. And my husband and I didn't go on vacation for 10 years because my supplements were using that money that we would have otherwise put aside for holiday. So it was just a personal choice and what I considered a priority. When it comes to time, as I said, I had a lot of time at the beginning because I wasn't even able to work very much. But now that my life is so busy, I still cook, I'm going to say 90% of my food from scratch. And how do you fit that into such a busy life? Well, again, for me, it's a matter of priorities. I've said this before, I'm a lazy cook. I'm a lazy housewife. My house is a mess and I don't care, right? I ask myself, that basket of laundry, if it's not folded for a day or two, does that really matter in the grand scheme of my life? If I don't dust my house every day or every week or however often most people dust their houses, does that matter? What's more important to me is that I feed my body what it needs so that I can go out into the world and have energy every day and have a clear head and no rash on my body, because your health is what's going to get you through the rest of your life every single day, doing the things that you want to do, spending time with people you want to spend time with. And, if I could pay somebody to clean my house, I would. But again, right now, we can't do that. So we do our best. And my time goes first to the things that are most important to me. And so for a lot of us, I think we say our priority is our health, but we're not willing to give something up in order to make that our priority. And I think that's a really important question to ask. For me, it's a win. I see the win in this situation that I am now able to do things I certainly wasn't able to do 10 years ago because I was feeling so sick. So looking ahead to what am I going to get out of this in the future, and is it worth that, I don't even want to say sacrifice, is it worth that trade-off today? So I think that's a really important question to ask. And I could see that for some people that was a really delicate issue. And I would say I understand that there are certainly lots of people who might not be able to afford organic food. There's still ways to eat healthy without eating 100% organic. I don't eat 100% organic, but I eat as much as I possibly can. Okay, so I also promised to tell you the wackiest thing that I ever did. And some of you already know this story. And I think this also relates to finding wins in situations, because for me, it was a way to just exercise my wacky side and have some fun. Years ago, when I just had started my business, I had self-published a cookbook called Sweet Freedom, which was all about sugar-free vegan desserts. And at that time, Ellen DeGeneres had just announced that she was vegan and sugar-free. And I was on Twitter, And so I decided to start tweeting Ellen, and I had this sort of brainstorm first thing in the morning because I got a notice that Ellen was following me on Twitter, and I wrote back and I tweeted, "Oh, so happy," and then I thought, well, I'm going to tell her about my book because she's vegan and sugar free. So I started tweeting about my book and how much I'd love to share all these amazing treats with her, and I ended up just getting so into it that I tweeted for a whole day, and pretty much one tweet every minute or so, which is like close to 250 tweets or something in a day, just saying how much I loved her show. I wanted to be able to serve her healthy treats on her show, making jokes about it and whatnot. And at the end of the day, I shut my computer and I felt great because it didn't even occur to me that anything was going to come of this. It was more the fun of the moment because I was writing and creating jokes, and I love writing and I love joking. And I went to sleep feeling good. Well, a few days later, I discovered that Ellen was actually reading her tweets and had gone to check out my book and mentioned it on her website and recommended my little self-published book on her website. And I have to tell you, like, talk about a win. But what was so interesting about that whole situation was it never occurred to me in advance that that's what I wanted to get out of it. I was just having fun in the moment. So I think when I talk about cooking and using the time and using the money that might be allotted to something else for my healthy food and my supplements, what I'm focusing on is how that's going to help, what the positive outcome is going to be of this. And that's why it's important to me. I'm not looking at the fact that I can't buy something else or I can't eat something else, because that's only going to make me feel bad. What I want to look at is what's going to make me feel better and what's going to improve my health. And so if you're struggling around the time, I would suggest that you look at your entire day, and is there any time that you're putting towards something that for you, in the grand scheme of your life, is actually less important than your health? Because really, what is more important than your health? If you don't have your health, you're not going to be here 10 years from now, potentially, or, well, we're all not going to be here at some point, but if we don't work on our health, our lives are shortened. We're not going to have that time to spend with family. We're not going to have that time to even go on that vacation that I am trading off for my supplements, or that I was trading off for my supplements. So really think about how important is it to you to regain that health, and is it worth the time, and is it worth the money? And if you don't think so, that's great. That, no judgment, that's a choice people make. But for me, it was more important. It was something that I was willing to give up other things so I could have that in my life. I hope that's helpful. I definitely still want to hear what is the wackiest thing you guys ever did. I'm sure there are some amazing stories out there, so please do let me know. And I want to just close by saying I am going to be offering a free workshop around healthy through the holidays, so that you can take your health journey right through without falling off your diet, without eating all those foods that are going to make you feel worse when the new year comes. So if you're interested in learning about that workshop the minute it's open, just go to rickiheller.com/holidays, and you'll get on the list so that we can let you know the minute registration opens for the workshop. It's going to be happening towards the end of the month. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your day and hope that was helpful. Talk to you soon.